Now on CoastTV News.
Keeping explicit merchandise out of the public eye. New rules in Ocean City.
BB warning Sussex County Council about the effect that growth has on health care. Milton Land acquisition progress, the downtown project that's under consideration.
We have a freeze warning in effect for tonight. More on that coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
A family-friendly boardwalk. That is the goal of Ocean City Council. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with new regulations along the Ocean City Boardwalk.
It's a story we've covered for a while, but now any explicit or profane t-shirts, hats, signs, posters, anything else that's got kind of that ugliness, it must now be placed in the back of the stores in Ocean City and out of public view. Now, Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us how serious these newly enacted fines can be.
The busy season hasn't hit Ocean City yet, but people are already walking the boardwalk and stopping into the shops, from sweatshirts to coffee mugs and more. Estella and Glenn Catron realize this is a hotspot for families.
It's super crowded. You've got the amusement parks. It's all about kids here.
But with hundreds of different items to choose from, comes some merchandise showing explicit or profane language in plain view for anyone to see.
The store should probably think about who their consumers are.
But now those items have been hidden. On Monday, the Ocean City Council approved the new regulation banning certain merchandise from the front of these boardwalk shops. And now they have to be pushed to the back of the store, with a sign warning incoming shoppers entering their business.
If they want to put it in the back, that's fine.
If a business owner breaks the rules, it will cost them. According to the Ocean City agenda, a first violation would result in a $500 fine, a second violation would be a $1,000 fine, and a third violation could result in a suspension or taking away the owner's business license entirely. Wendy Bray enjoys going to the boardwalk and taking in the view, and believes this change is a good one.
I can see why some folks wouldn't want their youngsters to be reading that type of stuff and asking silly questions of dad as they're walking down the boardwalk.
According to the Ocean City Council, the goal of the new regulations is to protect the young from content that really isn't meant for them while enjoying the day on the boardwalk. I'm Kevin Zapay, Ocean City, Coast TV News.
And it's not just that profane merchandise that can lead to fines on the boardwalk. Businesses along the Ocean City Boardwalk also face stricter fines for displays that extend too far out. What was once a verbal warning as a first offense, that's now going to go right to a $500 fine. Council passed these changes in 2024. According to OC, the increase in fines, the goal there is to reduce the clutter and improve the safety on the busy boardwalk.
Follow me on this one. BB Healthcare says Sussex County's rapid population growth is making it hard to keep up. CEO Dr. David Tam says due to the area's growth in just 5 years, the hospital system is projecting 3,000 more hospitalizations per year for the 65-plus population. That's inpatient. Dr. Tam says right now, listen to this, Sussex County has the worst ratio in Delaware, if not the Mid-Atlantic, on how many patients one clinician cares for. Dr. Tam says in just 10 years, the senior population will need 36% more trauma services and 30% more rehab services. And unless growth is curbed or more affordable housing options are made to retain support staff, they can't keep up.
The worst case scenario is that we will continue to have a situation where we will not have enough healthcare services for the people who need it.
Now, there's a lot more to this story. Dr. Tam says he wants to work with the county to help bring affordable housing, to help retain those extra staffers to support doctors. A lot more on this. We have it fully for you coming up on Coast TV News at 6.
But this does bring us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how long does it take you to get a doctor's appointment?
Let's take a look at the results so far. 50% say 6 months or longer, and 26% say 3 months to 6 months. And actually, if you could put me back on camera, guys, I do want to share something that Dr. Tam mentioned in this presentation. He said when we're talking about how long these appointments take and the shortage of health care, he told the council that it's not just a doctor, right? He said for every doctor, you need 4 to 6 staff members to support them. So people in the office, people who do billing, nurses, things like that. So he actually said some of that wait time is attributed because of that.
And on top of it, those people are people that are not making that doctor wage.
Right.
You talk about needing the workforce housing there. If you haven't voted yet, you can do that. Go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. And don't forget, you can also leave a comment.
And new tonight in Delaware as drought and dry conditions persist. Yeah, hard to believe, but we are still in dry conditions after all that rain. The state has launched a new website to track it. This is the new Drought Resource and Awareness website. Denmark says the platform will provide updates on precipitation, groundwater, and other indicators of drought across the state. According to the latest update on the website, March was higher than average in most parts of Delaware, especially Sussex County.
Now let's go ahead and take a live look into Laurel as we check in with the dry wit of our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams.
I'll tell you what, Charlie talks about it, but he knows I'm in my prime right now. We're still on the Val Kilmer kick. By the way, in essence of what we were talking about, there's been a story that's been circulating about a breaking off of a great deal or chunk of the Antarctica, part of the ice there. That's all interconnected. One of the reasons why we're having such an extended problem with drier weather. So everything has a balance and a counterbalance. So our counterbalance, we have continued to stay abnormally dry. Although we've caught up a little bit with some of the moisture content we have, the additional winds that have been picking up continuously has also aided in drying out the land. Right now in Lewis, tunnel razor camera, we are clear. Winds out of the north, notice at 13 miles per hour, staying pretty active. We'll drop down to 43 degrees. On top of that, if that's not enough to worry or be concerned with, take a look what we've been talking about. We've been trying to sell this to you. Well, now it's on the shelf. A freeze warning is in effect for all of Sussex starting at 11 o'clock tonight and will last until 9 o'clock for tomorrow. This means tender vegetation, some crops, anything that's very susceptible to getting cold or exposed pipes could actually freeze tonight. Please take the precautions that are needed. It goes all the way down towards Ocean City as well, where we have that freeze warning that is in effect for pretty much the entire Delmarva Peninsula. So everybody's going to get a piece of this. And there's more to come as it pertains to unusual temperatures and how things will switch around, Charlie, for the next week is another headliner all in and of itself.
Monday night in Milton, the town council got an update about the due diligence process for the 6 lots they're looking to buy in downtown. The cost of that land is $1.65 million. Right now, a survey, topography, mapping, and soil testing, those are all things still underway. One idea for the area is a 26,000 square foot building, which would include a new police station and a dedicated meeting space for the town and workspace for council members.
It's a building to meet the needs of the people that operate the town on a day-to-day basis. And therefore, they should have a significant amount of input on the configuration of it.
The final presentation, which includes the site plan and the soil analysis, will be presented at a meeting on April 28th.
President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff plan sent shockwaves through global markets. The next big impact could be on consumers' bottom lines. Karen Kaifa has a look at where tariffs could pinch wallets first.
Some experts say the first place where consumers could feel President Trump's sweeping tariffs could be the grocery store.
Have a look at where each of the grocery items you're buying came from. Where did the avocados come from? Where did the vegetables come from? Where did your pasta come from? And a lot of it came from abroad.
Especially the produce aisle, because fresh fruits and vegetables have high turnover, and many household favorites require some supply from abroad, like bananas from Costa Rica and Guatemala, and grapes from Chile. Also with a short shelf life, seafood. About 80% of seafood in the U.S. comes from countries like Canada, Chile, India, Indonesia, and Vietnam, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Further out, look to coffee prices perking up. The National Coffee Association says more than 99% of U.S. coffee is imported. At big box retailers, the Consumer Technology Association estimates current retail inventories of items like laptops and tablets will last about 3 to 4 months. It predicts higher prices could arrive by late summer, in time for back-to-school season. The Toy Association says it's a similar timeline for toys, which they say the U.S. imported by the billions from China and Vietnam last year. That underscores why economists are concerned about how broad tariffs could crimp consumer spending, businesses, and the U.S. economy.
It's a massive tax increase on American consumers, particularly lower middle income households. and it crushes businesses that sell to those consumers, but also buy a lot of imported product to produce whatever they're producing.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Affordable Housing Report task force recommendations to boost that type of housing in the first state.
We are expecting freezing temps for tonight as we stay under a freeze warning until 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Listen for tonight, your checklist, long sleeves hat, and a warm beverage, Maddie.
First, Avelo's deportation business, where the company will set up a new base to assist the Department of Homeland Security. Up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Avelo Airlines says it has signed a long-term deal to fly for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency.
The company, which is the only airline at Delaware's Wilmington Airport, is one of a small number of airlines cashing in on the multi-million-dollar business of deportation flights. Starting May 12th, Avelo says that it will open a base at the Mesa Gateway Airport in Arizona, where it will be supported by 3 aircraft.
The company says flights will be both domestic and international to support the Department of Homeland Security's deportation efforts.
One immigration advocate says these types of flights are a big money business.
Right now, as best I can tell, DHS is spending about between $25 and $35 million a month.
The deal with Avelo will also include the transport of people in ICE custody domestically, typically from the 24 detention centers across the U.S.
In a statement to Coast TV, Avelo Airlines said in part, quote, "We determined this charter flying will provide us with the stability to continue expanding our core scheduled passenger service and keep our more than 1,100 crew members employed for years to come."
We have this full story right now on CoastTV.com.
In related news, the U.S. Supreme Court will allow the president to enforce the Alien Enemies Act for now. That means immigration officials can lean on a sweeping wartime authority to rapidly deport alleged gang members. The unsigned decision in the case let the White House invoke the 1798 law to speed removals. Litigation over the use of the act will continue to play out in lower courts. The Supreme Court did stress that going forward, those to be deported should be given notice that they are subject to the act and an opportunity to have their removal reviewed.
We're expecting freezing temps for tonight, but here's a look at your Bay forecast. We'll recover with some sunshine, but not much in the way of temperatures for the next couple of days in a row as we stay in the 50s with a chance of rain on Friday. Your full forecast is just around the corner. We've been talking a good game about this freezing weather. Well, guess what? Game on, everyone, because that's happening starting tonight. Our Tyndall's Casual Furniture cam showing just how beautifully clear it is right now. And it makes for a picturesque situation, but it's going to make for a cold one later tonight. You see, temperatures will start dropping rather rapidly, thanks to the clear skies dropping to 40 as early as 9 o'clock. And relatively light winds. Today, we started off at 39 degrees in Georgetown, Salisbury, and 41, the starting point in Ocean City. This is nothing compared. In fact, we're going to anticipate starting 10 degrees lower than this for tomorrow morning. We are currently in the 40s, 48 in Rehoboth, but 48 right now in Milton. And our potential for freezing has now become even more dramatic, all the way down to light freeze, just shy of a hard freeze. And this is primarily for Wednesday. Fortunately, it's not going to be an extended period of time, but it's going to happen for Wednesday. Take a look at what it's going to feel like. The wind chill factor falling into the mid-20s. Bundle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a chilly one. Freeze warning is in full effect for all of Sussex, Georgetown, Bridgeville, Seaford, Laurel, Delmar, Gumboro, Selbyville, Millsboro. Just about everyone. And that also includes places like Ocean City, Ocean Pines, Newark, Cedartown, and Snow Hill. For the folks who view us in Cambridge, you are also under a freeze warning until 9 o'clock Wednesday. So no matter where you're tuning in from throughout the Delmarva Peninsula, everybody's in the grip of this cold weather. In fact, it also includes D.C., Norfolk. This is not just an isolated situation. This is a problem if you want to avoid any kind of cold weather. Breaking it down for you hour by hour, we're looking for sunshine across the board, but look at how slow these temperatures begin to climb. And the winds at about 5 to 6 miles per hour, well, actually, that helps it to cool down overnight. Winds out of the northwest with a freezing start, 48 for the high in Rehoboth, 53 in Georgetown. For Wednesday, we'll warm to 53 degrees with clear skies but cold conditions in Cambridge. We anticipate 50 for the high. Ocean City, winds northwest 6 to 11. Thursday, a bit of a different story, a little bit better. 46 to start it off Thursday morning for Ocean Pines down towards Snow Hill. And with the winds coming off the water, we'll warm to the 50s again for Thursday. A little bit better because the winds are changing directions, not because the temperatures are going to become so friendly all of a sudden. Thursday for us in Dewey Beach, Millsboro, and Georgetown, out of the southeast, the winds come bringing in some additional moisture. Although we're not going to barely crack the lower 50s, it's going to feel better because of the direction in which the winds are coming from, and it picks up a little bit of moisture, which will make it feel a little bit better. Our chances of precipitation 0 to nothing Thursday and Wednesday, but Friday it escalates to a 96% chance. Take a look at Friday. We have scattered showers begin to push across. Then we have this low pressure system. You see that circulation right here? That low is going to swing across for us, and it will continue to bring that scattered showers possibly into Saturday. So here's a look at your forecast in summary. Tonight, 31, freezing temps kick right in. Then tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock tonight, freeze warning kicks in, stays in effect until 9 o'clock, winds northwest 6 to 12. Thursday, overcast, and we could see sprinkles and a bit of drizzle as well. Moisture building up to an opportunity for rain on Friday. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. We are looking for those scattered showers for Friday and early Saturday.
Thank you, Paul. Delaware setting its eyes on the need for affordable housing. For the past few months, a task force has been studying the shortage. It released its final report. This report serves as a statewide guideline to boost affordable housing. It includes key recommendations like expanding funding and streamlining the approval process. The Delaware Housing Director says home supply is not meeting demand.
The type of development, the type of density, the type of housing supply that we want our new system, as we recreate it, as we re-envision it, to produce for us is different than what they've seen over the past several decades.
As far as implementing the plan, Heckles says they're seeing progress and hope for more. You can find the full housing reporting on CoastTV.com.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 7, this is good. The home opener for the Delmarva Shorebirds as they host the Woodpeckers. Then at 10:30, it's the final score. And over on the DSN Plus app right now, it's Tower Hill versus Tatnall in boys lacrosse. Then at 5:30, it's Henlopen Conference girls soccer. Sussex Tech hosts Delmar. And at that same time, boys lacrosse, Cape at home with Broadneck.
Coming up, a new deal between the IRS and federal immigration authorities, how taxpayer data will be used in deportation efforts. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
The IRS has reached a deal with Homeland Security to share sensitive taxpayer data with federal immigration authorities. As part of the deal, the IRS will turn over information on undocumented immigrants, people that Homeland Security says are already facing deportation orders and being investigated for federal crimes.
New tonight, the Department of Justice will scale back its legal fight against cryptocurrency fraud. According to a memo this week, the Justice Department will no longer pursue litigation or enforcement actions related to regulatory aspects of digital assets. The change comes after Trump issued an executive order directing the department to focus on cryptocurrency cases, investigate embezzlement, misappropriation of funds, scams, and fake digital assets.
We're taking a live look outside now into Lewis. One more check on our forecast right after this.
Well, at the very least, try to enjoy this gorgeous skyline in Ocean City, courtesy of our Drytech Crossbay camera. And we're at 47 degrees. Now, because we'll have clear skies for tonight and relatively light winds, the temperatures are going to plummet pretty quickly down to 41 as early as 9 o'clock. We are concerned about freezing conditions. In fact, a freeze warning is in effect for Sussex. It kicks in at 11 o'clock tonight, stays in effect overnight until 9 o'clock on Wednesday for Sussex, but that's also inclusive in Maryland for the Ocean City area, Ocean Pines, Berlin, Ironshire, as well as West Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague. By the way, our umbrella giveaway winner, Terry May of Frankfurt. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. We've updated our weather line with the latest on what's happening with the freeze warning. It's sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. For the next 5 days, we're just going to be under the norm for this time of the year, but we'll warm up nicely by next week.
All right, thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.